Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Urmi and in today's video I have the pleasure to interview someone special. I have been to her YouTube channel where we talked about learning French, and today she'll be talking to us about how she teaches French to other people. Her name is Berenice Vaucher. She is French native living in UK, and she teaches French to beginners and expats. So welcome, Berenice, and thank you so much for agreeing to be here with me today.
Thank you for inviting me, Urmi. Hello, everyone.
So let's start by presenting yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story. Tell us how you came to establish French Tutoring Fun. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, so I'm French, as you said, but I'm not from France. I'm from a little French island. It's between Australia and New Zealand. And when I finished my high school, I went to France for my studies. So I've done pharmacy at the university. So yeah, I did 6 years in the south of France and then 1 year in Paris. And then I wanted to learn English because my English was very poor. I was lucky to find a job in the UK because at that time there were no visa. It was still in the EU, so it was easy, much easier for me to go there to learn English. So I found a job in my field and work in a French team. And then because I had a lot of time, I was in a small village, so I had quite a lot of time. I put some posters in shops for teaching French. And I had here and there some students contacted me, but except from the posters I put, I didn't have I didn't promote it much. And then I saw that little by little people started to contact me. So I thought maybe I should expand that because it seems like people, they like to learn French. So I started with a Facebook page where I created content with vocabulary there. And then it's in 2021 that I wanted to do more about it. So I created a blog. So French Tutoring Fun. Yes, that's how it started really. And I wanted to expand it more because I saw that people wanted to learn French. So yeah, that's how it started really.
And how long have you been doing this?
Since I'm here pretty much, so 2016.
Okay, so it's been a long time that you have been tutoring and helping people to learn French.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and tell us a little bit more about French tutoring. Like, what can people expect? What kind of services do you offer? Do you have like one-to-one tutoring sessions? Is it more like group sessions? Can people like speak, write?
Yeah, so I've got different type of services. So yeah, I give private French tutoring because some people, they just feel more confident if they are not with other people, and I completely understand that. So yeah, I provide a private tutoring and also conversation groups because I think this is quite important to be able. I mean, it's usually the main things that people have difficulty with by speaking. So I think if we start from the beginning with the speaking, it will be much easier after, and you can incorporate little by little some grammar points and so yeah, it's mainly about speaking. Of course, if people they ask me to explain more about the writing, really I ask people what they are looking for at the beginning, and I really adapt what they want really, because they are the one learning, so I need to adapt to what they are looking for. And yeah, otherwise I've got an online training where you learn having French conversation for expats. for 12 weeks. So yeah, it's mainly speaking because when expat, they go to France. It's usually, trying to adapt yourself with people. I mean, social life is really important, especially when you go in another country, not to feel alone. And, if you learn a minimum of the language, it's easier to adapt yourself with other people. So yeah, that's basically the services I provide.
Would you mind sharing or showing us a little bit your website? Because I feel like there are a lot of resources that people can benefit from.
Yes, of course. So I can explain how it's built. Yeah, good idea. So, yeah, the first thing when you come on my website, you have the opportunity to get my ebook. So it's part of that 12 weeks training. Is a little bit of, a little start. So I tell you how to learn French from home, basically, because not everyone got the opportunity to travel to learn the language. So yeah, you can get that, and then I just tell you what it contains, and you've got an additional training with it when you get it. So yeah, that's the main page. If you came here for the first time and you are a beginner in French, don't really know where to start, there is a page here, beginner. So you can go here and I'll show you. So yeah, always, of course, get the ebooks as the first step, I say, and then I give you, some little content on where to start. So it's a bit of mix of, vocabulary, grammar, podcast. So like that, it gives you a taste of what French is to start with. So you can find, the training and services here, so I won't detail all that. And the important part of it is blog. So because when I started in 2021, it was mainly with that website blog. So I write like more than 50 articles. So you can go on the blog and you have a lot of articles. So you have vocabulary, you have grammar, you have some podcasts with a script, you have about culture, you have all kind of articles. So yeah, you can have a look and read them. And yeah, I've got also learning resources. So I've got some posters. That's the posters, in fact, I was posting at the beginning on my Facebook page, and I put them all here. So that's the very first content I created when I came here, really. So about a lot of different, it's taking a while to download everything, but because it's images. But yeah, so you can find all that on the website, and also the videos and the podcast. So yeah, that's pretty much all, really, I can say. So
Are the videos created by you and the podcast created by you, or are these more like recommendations of other podcasts that they can listen to?
no, it's just about the thing I've done. So podcast is like conversation of
Okay.
two people, like at the bank, at the restaurant, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And what about the prices? Because I know you said that they can get the ebook for free, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's free. Yeah.
And
So
what
like
about
they get a little taste of French. For people that don't know French, it's good to have that taste and know if they like the language or not, and other people to see what I do too, because we sometimes we get well with some people how they teach, so they're not so like that people, they can see how I teach. So yeah, that's free, the ebook. And then the paid services is a private tutoring, the conversation, group discussion,
Mhm.
and the 12 weeks, sorry, training, yeah, to be able to speak French. Yeah.
Okay, and the 12-week training that's paid, so people have to pay if they want to have that type of training, correct?
Yes, exactly. Yes, and the ebook I give is part of this training, but I decided to give it for free. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. And yeah, that's.
And you said that basically this is for beginners and you also teach expats. Do you also teach other levels as well? Like is your website or whatever you offer also for like intermediate and advanced levels?
I say is beginner and intermediates,
Okay.
mainly. Yes, yes. Not really. I don't go into not. It's not that it's not going into much detail, but it's not going like in advanced level, really. So yes, beginner, intermediates. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is their adults or children. So at the moment, the private tutoring I give is mainly children.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes, they prepare for their French test. It's called GCSE in the UK.
Yes.
They have between 12 and 15 years old. And yeah, mostly at the moment they are children. Before them, it was adults. I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's beginner and intermediate, but I gave to a wide range of age, and yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. So you have your website, and I know you also have a YouTube channel where people can access your content for free, and you also have an
Yeah.
Instagram page where you upload all the content. Do you want to share a little bit about those too?
Yes, of course. Yes, so YouTube too, I started in 2021 after my blog. I realized that I love doing the videos. So, so yeah, I continue doing it. So really on YouTube, you can find a lot of type of content. I mean, there is vocabulary, there are grammar, and also you can find a lot of conversation videos because I think it's really important to be able to speak the language. So I put a focus on this, and I created some conversation between two people on a specific subject. So like that, people watching, they can try to reproduce this kind of dialogue in their daily life. Yeah. And on Instagram, so it's mainly some post and carousel I'm doing type of content. So yeah, it's vocabulary, a bit of grammar, also idioms. We've got some funny one in French. So yeah, so there are a lot of content too on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah.
Yeah, I really like your YouTube content because it's very like interactive, and I like how you like come up with like, scenes and you have two people talking to each other. It's very fun and interactive because you see the conversational French and how it's used like on an everyday routine, basically.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So before we conclude the interview, do you want to tell us where people can find you?
Yes, of course. So the main thing is my blog, where you have a lot of content in writing, and the podcast, of course. So where you can get the ebook. Then I've got the YouTube channel. So if you prefer videos, learning French with videos, there is YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, where you have some content. I mean, I will do some videos too, but at the moment it's a lot of posts and carousels. So if you like this kind of content, you can learn French this way. On Facebook too. So on Facebook, I've got a Facebook page and a Facebook group. So I've got both, and the Facebook group is a bit more interactive. So yeah, I've got these two, and on Facebook, and yeah, that's pretty much all. Yeah, I'm also on Twitter and TikTok, but they are a bit less used. Yeah, so it's the main ones. Yeah.
Perfect. I will put everything in the description below so people can follow you and interact with you. Well,
Yeah, great. Perfect. Excellent.
thank you so much for coming today. Any last words you want to share before we go?
Last word. What I like to say is, French Tutoring Fun is about to unleash your French-speaking potential. I truly believe that everyone can learn anything in life. If everybody is maybe slower to learn something, another person will have more. It will be easier for them to learn something else, but everyone can learn anything. Don't be scared about French. I know everyone says it's hard, but don't be scared. Can you hear my accent? We can hear my French accent from 10 kilometers. So really don't be afraid. It's by speaking you will learn, and it's by making mistake that you learn. Everybody make mistake, and that's how I grew. So it's really important. Don't worry about these mistakes. So yeah, that's the last word I wanted to say.
Well, thank you so much, Berenice, and that was well said. It's all about consistency when you're learning a language, and like you said, you have to make mistakes to learn, and it's only through mistakes that you learn and grow. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me today. That
Thank
concludes.
you for inviting me, Omi. That's very
Thank you.
nice.
That concludes our interview. And to everyone else, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.
Bye.